My friend sided with the horrible woman who tried to ruin my marriage, so I told her that she had it coming when the woman picked her new victim, my friend's husband. About a year ago, my husband made a friend to work, Jane, who is honestly the worst. I met her at a work event his company had, and she introduced herself by hugging my husband's arm and saying it's so nice to finally meet his home wife. I'm his work wife. My husband had enough sense to push her away and announce she was in no way his wife, but after that, she essentially blamed me for wrecking her friendship with him. Apparently, they used to have lunch, sometimes with colleagues, sometimes alone, and got drinks after work sometimes, with colleagues, but he stopped after that. I never had to ask him to. I told him he could hang out with her if he wanted, but he said he could tell it would cause problems and it wasn't worth it. Jane started telling people I was controlling and jealous, and often bullied her when we were alone. I've never been alone with her. Recently she met one of my friends, Kate, and Kate decided she was the nicest girl ever. I warned Kate that Jane had a pick-me vibe, but Kate started yelling that she never wanted to believe what Jane said about me, but since I immediately badmouthed her, everything else must be true too. This shocked me, but I didn't fight because maybe it was true. Maybe I was just jealous and scared and my dislike was just a reaction. My husband said it wasn't and he thought I had a right to dislike her. A couple of weeks ago it got out that Jane and Kate's husband were having an affair. Kate had introduced them, despite my husband saying that she probably shouldn't. Kate blamed this on him, always defending me. When Kate demanded her husband end it with Jane, he ended it with Kate instead, kicked her out of the house, and moved Jane in. Jane told Kate she could use her apartment until the lease is up because they're friends. She's a housewife, her money is her husband's, and he cut her off, so I got her a hotel for the week while she disputes that. I've woken up every day to calls and texts from Kate crying about the whole thing. She kept saying she never could have guessed Jane would do this. I told her. I showed her messages Jane had sent me, and Kate had just cut me off. Yesterday I'd finally had enough, partially because Kate had practically ghosted me when I warned her about Jane and started agreeing that I was being petty. Normally I'd always support Kate no matter what, but I felt betrayed too, and now she's back because Jane's a jerk? So I might be the here cause. I asked her to stop talking about it for 10 minutes so I could breathe, to talk about anything else to distract herself. She got mad. I said I understood it was bad, but it also didn't feel fair to me because I warned her. She made her own choices, and honestly had it coming for ignoring obvious red flags. Now many of our friends are saying that was too harsh and unsupportive, but why should I sugarcoat common sense? This is important. Kate and her husband have different stories about what's happening. Her husband says Jane is having a hard time right now due to relationship issues and wants to stay with friends. He agreed to let her stay with them, but Kate got jealous, accused them of having an affair, and decided to leave on her own because he refused to kick Jane out during her hard time. Jane felt bad and offered to let Kate stay at her apartment until Jane felt better. Kate refuses because she's entitled and is now just demanding money because she's an angry gold digger. Both stories sound fun. Neither actually have anything to do with me.